Week 10 of the birthday cut is done. We have made significant and meaningful progress in this realm, weighing in at a amazing 181.4 pounds as of this morning. Now, am I the leanest person out there? No. But you know what? I am making significant progress. I am making progress again after the week last week and the week prior, which were not great. We are down to about 1 pound off, roughly where I estimated to be when I started this at the beginning of the year and I made that board over there on the wall. I drew out week by week where I thought I'd be. We are 1 pound off those estimations, which for me is great, which means I've stuck to the plan pretty well and pretty good. Like, if you ask me, we've done an amazing job sticking to this. If you've dieted, if you've lost weight, if you've bulked and you've stuck to a plan, you probably know the feeling I am relating to here of successfully achieving what you are trying to go for. It is absolutely phenomenal. So, with that being said, yes, weighing in at 181.4, we have approximately 25 pounds that I'm going to be trying to cut from here. That is going to be somewhere, I'd say, if we say 24 pounds, I don't want to say 12 weeks. It's going to be a little bit more than that, but we're going to say 12 to like 16 weeks. So 3 to 4 months, which would put us in the May-June time, roughly. Maybe a little bit later. Maybe June, July. Realistically, of like when we finish, if we do this right. Now, muscle-wise, I'm not the most muscular person in the world, and we are all aware of that. It's okay to say. So, we're going to try to maintain what we can, see how we look, and go from there. Other news, reading has been fantastic. About halfway done with Snow Crash. Phenomenal book. Highly recommend if you are looking for a fiction book. It's like Ready Player One, but better. Smarter. Better writing, in my opinion. So if you're wanting a good fiction book with a good story, and if you even like the metaverse, you will like this book by far. Matter of fact, I will drop it down below if you want to check it out on Amazon. Cool. Highly recommend it. Other things, finances. I want to start talking about finances more. That is a very big passion of mine, alongside like fitness, AI. Finance-wise, I think we're doing good on the no-buy quarter. It's been tough. It's not been perfect, and that's okay. I think it's been good overall. I've held back on spending that I would normally do. Now, currently, I've redone this office. I've redone where my office even is, and I've got a bunch of temptations to want to improve it. One of them being lighting. I'm trying to rearrange this lighting to make it better. I want the camera quality. I want the imagery of my videos to be better. I think I've got a decent mic and the audio quality is fine. I sometimes just have to speak up or bring it up and post. But the lighting is not something I'm too big of a fan of. I don't like it necessarily. I don't like how the quality comes across. So I want to improve that. The desk itself is great, but I've got a bunch of monitor space taken up and it's not very clean. A part of me for the past almost 2 years have wanted a big ultra wide monitor, and I'm thinking somewhat here soon I will likely go to a 49-inch curved monitor and take away 2 of these monitors and just have those 2 in one big monitor. It will be about the same screen real estate, but I think it'll be an overall better flow and look. That's to be seen. Hopefully it turns out like I'm thinking and wanting. That would be wonderful. Otherwise, I am having recently some computer issues. RAM is so expensive. I have DDR4. DDR5 really wasn't a thing. It was very new when I built this computer, and I didn't want to spend the money on going to it and also DDR5. So I've got DDR4 in this computer, and it runs well, but it runs into its issues every now and then. And it had those issues when I built it, but they weren't so common in such a thing that I worried about it. But now with the AI stuff that I'm messing with, the amount of usage of my computer I'm actually using now, I'm running into a lot of issues on a pretty reoccurring basis that I'm going to just push through it and see how long. I don't want to spend the money building a computer right now. I don't want to spend the absurd money on the RAM. I'd rather wait. And I don't know if it ever will get better, but I'm I'm hopeful and thinking it will get better. So my plan there is to wait for RAM prices to drop, get better. Otherwise, we're going to be buying a Mac. I mean, I know we can go the Linux route. Linux would be good to pick up again. My only experience with Linux was on a Raspberry Pi back in college, setting up and testing things out and learning MySQL. I need to maybe go back to that, but I know running on Linux does have its issues with just general compatibility of some things. That is what it is. That might just have to be what it is, right? I don't think I'm going to go that route. If anything, we're either going to spend the money on like testing new RAM to see if that fixes it, and potentially even downsizing the amount of RAM I've got, which would be terrible. Otherwise, we're going Mac. We're going to go to the Mac Studio that I had previously bought for work and returned because of work issues. If anything, that would be wonderful. It is a fraction of the size of this massive computer that I have built. It will be on par with performance. I'm almost certain to what this computer can do here. I know the cost is going to be up there. If anything, I want to wait till like this summer Apple event to see if they come out with a new chip inside of the Mac Studio. We can go the Mac Studio route and go 64, 96 gigs of RAM. Yes, I know you can technically build like a desktop home setup that is more powerful and better with running like AI models and all, which is something I want to become very versed in. We're going to be working towards that as we do things. So it's either Mac Studio or Holdout. I'm going to play it by ear and see what happens. I'm not certain how this will go. I'm optimistic about a lot of things, but I'm also cautious on a lot of fronts here. So I don't know the best route to go yet. We'll see. Otherwise, we are no bike order. Yeah, we are wanting a monitor. Basically, redo the setup. Wanting a new computer. Also, wanting a better desk. The desk is good, but I've been looking and I've wanted a Vernal or some form like a Secret Labs or Vernal. I might just go Vernal. I think cost wise it's similar, and I think it's probably more compatible. I'll have to do some research again. It's either Secret Labs or Vernal for a standing desk. Vernal offers a L-shaped desk, so I'm looking at going that route. If I go the Vernal route, I can also get rid of this secondary desk that is here that I'm using for like reading. I can move everything onto one desk, right? That would be fantastic. It's a standing desk. Now, hot take. Some people like them, some people don't. For me, I think I will get a lot of use out of a standing desk if I can also then, another item I need to buy, get a step pad of some form, some shape. I really want, not need, but I really want a walking pad for when I'm at home. Currently, I am going to the gym for an hour, hour and a half a session. I'm having to spend and go about an hour on the treadmill to get my steps in for the day. And that's a lot of time of just sitting there watching like Netflix or YouTube. And that's fine. I can do it here. But the difference is if I'm watching it on my phone, I don't necessarily feel all that comfortable watching videos that are highly informational, because I don't feel that I can actually write down, take notes, jot things down without constantly switching. And it becomes kind of problematic. And then I'm tilted down, right? It's not great. Not great. So I would love to have a standing desk where I can sit here, walk slowly, hit my steps for the day, right? And that's fantastic. And then I can also be doing some additional work, whether that's working on video ideas, if that's watching even just like Netflix show, whatever. At least I will be in I think a better space overall. We'd have to see. I've heard some people say they don't like it. Some people do. Hard to say. I think it'll be fantastic. And then that way, when I'm at the gym, I do my dedicated cardio, like Stairmaster, and then I can be out of there. And I can be home where I can hit my steps and not have to spend that additional time at the gym. Because recently, and I know this is a part of it, but I've spent a lot of time away from home. Most days I'm not getting home until like 9 o'clock, 9:30. Sometimes I get home at 8 if I get to the gym a little bit earlier. But I mean, even then, 8, 9, I still have to eat. I still have to shower. Still have some minor chores around the house. I mean, we're talking basically 10, 11 o'clock before I'm able to lay down. And I think this is inhibiting a bit of what I would like to do. So there's the kind of yap session with the weekly recap. Hopefully it's been helpful. Maybe you can relate. Let me know how things are going for you. And I'll catch you in the next one.